What if every child was born knowing their ancestry? Imagine a world where, before you were even born, you knew exactly who came before you and what they did. No family trees needed, no stories lost. Every person in existence had immediate access to their entire bloodline. Family history is complicated, isn't it? Sometimes people move far away from home, never really connecting with their relatives in another state or country. Other times, tragic events like divorce or adoption mean that pieces of the puzzle are missing. But now imagine a world where all those pieces magically fell into place. Where, before you even existed, you knew exactly who came before you and what experiences they lived through. In this hypothetical scenario, we could learn from our past in ways we've never imagined. For example, imagine being able to see how humanity has evolved over time. We might discover patterns in behavior and culture that would otherwise be difficult to observe. It's easy to get caught up in the present moment, but understanding where we came from gives us perspective on where we're headed. Our ancestors faced countless challenges throughout history, from wars to pandemics to economic crises. By knowing their struggles firsthand, we could prepare better for whatever lies ahead. Ancestral knowledge isn't just useful for individuals either. Entire civilizations have been shaped by the legacies of their leaders and pioneers. If we could pass down that knowledge faster and more efficiently, it might lead to less historical blind spots and more informed decisions. But there's also a darker side to this idea. History hasn't always been kind to those without power or privilege. So how do we make sure that sharing ancestral knowledge doesn't have similar problems? One way would be to approach the subject critically and acknowledge that every perspective matters. Instead of erasing contrary histories, we need to incorporate them into our understanding. That means challenging stereotypes, listening carefully to different perspectives, and constantly reevaluating our beliefs based on new information. Well, for starters, we'd likely feel more connected to each other than ever before. When you know that someone else's great-great-grandmother went to space or invented a life-saving vaccine, it puts people in a different light. This sense of shared identity could help break down barriers caused by geography, language, or any other factor imaginable. Knowledge has a funny way of exposing our flaws too. From racist policies in the past to cruel treatments toward minority groups, knowing more about our ancestors might uncover some ugly truths about human nature. But ignoring these issues won't make them go away, so it'll be important to approach them thoughtfully and honestly. In fact, recognizing our mistakes could actually bring us closer together. As a species, we often act as if nothing bad will ever happen again, which leads to repeating the same mistakes over and over. Everyone has done terrible things in the name of progress, whether it was colonization or genocide. However, that doesn't mean we should forget or dismiss those actions entirely. Instead, we must recognize both the good and bad aspects of our ancestors' legacy and use that knowledge to guide us forward. Otherwise, we risk repeating old mistakes without ever truly moving forward. By learning from our past, we can make tomorrow brighter for ourselves and generations to come. Thanks to advancements in technology, we're already preserving memories digitally. Why not expand that concept to include everyone's family tree? It might be a big shift, but imagine how much richer our lives would become.